Hello, Matthews Gatos here. In this video, we're going to look at how to divide positive and negative mixed numbers. So let's get started. For dividing fractions, very first thing I want to do is write any mixed numbers as improper fractions using the circle method. Once we've done that, we can determine the sign of the answer. And if the signs match, the quotient is positive. If the signs don't match, the quotient is negative. To divide fractions, we're going to use KFC. So K stands for keep the first fraction the same. F stands for flip the second fraction. And C stands for change the division to a multiplication. Once we have a multiplication, we're just going to multiply the numerators together and place that over the denominators together. And always remember to place your answer in lowest terms. So let's try an example. This one here, I have -1.5 divided by -2 3/4. So first things first, we're going to change this to an improper fraction for both of them. Now the sign doesn't change, that stays as negative. So I'm going to take 1.5 and switch it to an improper fraction. So starting with my denominator, I do 2 times 1 equals 2. And then 2 plus the numerator of 1 equals 3. Place 3 over 2. So it'll be -3/2. I'm going to divide that by -2 3/4. So the negative stays there. I'm just going to change 2 3/4. So starting with my denominator, I do 4 times 2 equals 8. And then add that to the numerator. So 8 plus 3 equals 11. And place 11 over 4. Okay, let's use KFC. Keep the first fraction the same. Flip the second fraction. Change the division to multiplication. So to multiply these two negatives, the signs match, is going to be positive. And then I'm going to do 3 times 4 is 12. Place that over. 2 times 11 is 22. So my answer is positive 12 over 22. Now I don't really need to keep the positive. You can if you want to, but in the absence of a negative, it's always going to be positive. And I just have to reduce it. So I see both of them are even, so I know that 2 is a common factor. So I'm going to do 12 divided by 2 is 6 over 22 divided by 2 is 11. So my final answer will be 6 over 11. Okay, I want you guys to try this one by yourselves. Pause the video, come back and see how you did. Okay, let's look at this. So I have a negative fraction and I'm dividing that by a positive fraction. I'm going to first of all switch my mixed numbers to improper fractions. So the negative stays there. Let's switch 2 and 1/8. So starting with my denominator, I do 8 times the big number, 2 is 16, and then take 16 and add the numerator. So 16 plus 1 is 17, and place 17 over 8. So it'll be 17 over 8. Okay, now let's do the next one, 1 1/4. So starting at the denominator, I do 4 times 1 is 4, and then add that to the numerator. 4 plus 1 is 5, and place 5 over 4. Okay, let's use KFC now. Keep the first fraction the same, flip the second fraction, change division to multiplication. Okay, so I'm going to do, first of all, a negative and a positive. The signs don't match, so my answer is negative. Now I'll do 17 times 4, which is 68, all over 8 times 5 is 40. So what I want to do now is reduce my fraction. So I can see that 4 goes into both of those. So I'm going to divide it by 4, divide it by 4, and I get negative stays the same. 68 divided by 4 is 17 over 40 divided by 4 is 10. Now my answer stays as negative, but I don't want to have a improper fraction as my final answer. I actually want a mixed number. So I'm looking for groups of 10. So I know there's one group of 10, 10 out of 10, plus 7 out of 10. So see, my denominator stays the same, and 10 plus 7 is 17. So I know I did that correctly. So again, my answer stays as a negative. Now 10 out of 10 is 1 whole, plus 7 out of 10. So my final answer, -1 and 7/10. So I hope this video helped, and I look forward to seeing you for the next one.